Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. And this video is to bring you a closer look at the AJW. This is their part number Ux61-Bf. This is a bright soap dish with a washcloth bar, and it's recessed. So this is a soap dish, and this model will feature a plastic soap tray, and that just will slide in here, and we'll go over that more in a moment. This is a washcloth bar style, very typical and common. You're going to see these installed, well, certainly in residential applications. You'll see them installed in hotel, motel applications, other typical areas like that. Very common that someone will call and have a home built in the 1950s or 60s and need one of these units, and those typically are about 4.5 by 4.5 in the size. And these, unfortunately, are not too much larger, but large enough where they won't fit in that opening. And unfortunately, I'm not aware of any modern products that will fit those smaller, tile rough openings. Anyway, let's get down to what this actually is. It's a recessed soap and washcloth bar model. There's a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure, and it will allow you to review this item and AJW's sister products as it relates to this. This happens to be on page 3, and what you're going to see there is this model along with the sister products that are related to it naturally. And as we look at those other part numbers, you're going to see the Ux61-SF, same model, just with a satin stainless steel finish rather than the polished stainless steel. And this is made of 22 gauge stainless steel. We'll get to that a bit more in a moment. You'll be able to see the UX60 in a BF, which is bright finish, and the UX60 versus the 61. The only difference is the 60 does not have the bar. Okay, so you've got your UX60, UX61 without a bar and with a bar, BF for bright finish, and SF for satin finish. And that's how you can configure those 4 different models. Otherwise, it's the same kind of stuff. Soap dish with washcloth bar, recess mounted, 22 gauge stainless, available in bright or satin. The soap tray is held on just by a pressure fit. A couple of little lugs here and here. Now, this soap tray fits in and over those 2 lugs, but I'm going to caution you right now. You see how easy I just did that? Well, the first time I did it, I broke the soap tray. So be very gentle. There's not a lot of room for margin. It has to go on quite straight down and even. So be careful the first time you're putting that soap tray on, because, as I found out, you can't buy only the soap trays. Should you crack this or lose this, you're stuck buying a whole new unit, unfortunately. Okay, there is a link below this video to a document called Tech Sheet. Let's go over that now. It will give you the important dimensional properties of the unit, not only the outside dimensions, but more importantly, the rough opening size. So, according to the Tech Sheet, we're looking at a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, you're looking at a rough opening of 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and as we lay that out, you can see that that makes sense. You're going to be right at about 5 1/4 inch in both of your dimensions. Okay, it'll fit right in real nice. Projection of the unit is 1 5/8 inches from the face of the unit, as measured here. Overall, to the back side, about 1 3/4 inches. Okay. Now, this model has 2 holes that are countersunk in the back of it. That's just for screws. You're going to screw it right in. Screws, interestingly enough, are not included with this. Probably going to be a number 10 flathead screw is where I would consider that you start. Obviously, stainless steel would be the way to go. You're going to want to source that at a hardware store. You can also have mounting clamps. There is an A clamp and a B clamp. Now the B clamp is by far more common, and what that is, I'm going to see if I can refer you to, okay, so basically what it's doing on these clamp models is they are U-shaped in the sense that they contour around the profile of the unit, and that gets put into the wall. You'll have a couple of machine screws that will tie into or thread into that clamp. The clamp extends past the rough opening in the back side of the drywall, and as you tighten the screws, you draw the clamp against the wall, and it just will pressure clamp itself down to the wall. Okay, and that's very typical. That's going to be the B clamp because that's the only clamp made for this model. There's a reference to an A clamp on the tech sheet. Same concept, it's just for different models of what they sell. If you were to search our site for AJW and the word clamp, you'll find it. The B clamp would be the one. So you're either going to screw this back to some reinforcing that you have, or you won't be able to do that, and you're going to want to buy a B clamp separately so that you can sandwich it onto the existing wall thickness. Machine screws is what you'd use there. I don't know the thread type, but my guess is probably 832 is what it would be. The balance of the tech sheet is going to give you specifications. That's important should you want to forward that material, that information, to someone who is responsible for fulfilling an obligation to supply it, and your obligation is to specify what you want. Give me something that meets these criteria. That's what that's for. Drawn one-piece construction fabricated of 22 gauge stainless steel. 2 mounting points allow for the unit to be secured to a mounting clamp or framing in the wall opening. Soap holder fabricated of high impact clear ABS material that snaps in place on 2 exposed pins on the front of the unit. Bar supports fabricated of heavy duty Zamac with a bright finish, 3/4 inch diameter bar to support washcloths. Bar is not designed to hold a person's weight. Overall sizes. Reference to the installation aspect. Create the rough opening. Proceed with the proper mounting as you would, as your requirement calls it out. Now, the name AJW is synonymous with commercial restroom equipment, and I'm partial to AJW, and here's why. Well, several reasons. Customer service and technical support, unbeatable. Shipping lead times, always thoroughly predictable. About a week. Everything ships out in about a week. Pricing, you will find that for the quality of the product that you get, it's going to be all but impossible to really improve on the cost or the value of what you spend for the AJW material. I would not hesitate to use their products in a small or a large sort of project. If you are unsure of which way you might want to go, take a long, hard look at AJW. My experience tells me that they're a company that you can rely on. If you were to do a facility and need several thousands of dollars of equipment in the long run, that's really what is most important anyway. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the full line AJW product catalog, and then of course view all the products from them that we sell, and then of course a link to their website. Any questions on the AJW UX61 Bf soap dish with a washcloth or any other AJW product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.